It is Saturday morning, almost 9 o'clock. Start doing the bread again. I feel I've gotten mostly consistent, so that's fun. So the big change was the recipe. So it's 365 grams of white and the same amount of wheat. If I put a little bit more wheat than white, it's not a big problem. The urge you have to fight is the urge to add more flour. Because when you first put this in, it just stays a mushy mess for the first maybe even 5 minutes. So you just have to fight that urge to just throw more flour in to beat down that wetness. So a lot of that has to do with just your hand, just feeling it, and then your hand just dries it out because it keeps moving it. So the key is just to keep moving it. So I warm this water up. It's probably like over 100 degrees, but with this cold, the flour has been sitting out, so it's the flour is cool to the touch. It's like 72 degrees, like the temperature of this room. So those two even each other out, and I found that having it warm to begin with the auto lease, this is what this is, it does help with just getting everything in order quicker. Because in theory, I could just do this, put a small amount of starter, and then sit on it for like as many as 3 days before I bake it. That's an option. But in this case, I'm starting at like just before 9 o'clock, and I have a loaf of bread to eat by sometime around 7. I'll take it out of the oven by 7. Then I'll cut it tomorrow morning. I'll have some toast with coffee. It'll be good. Hopefully. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. Everything's good to go. This feels nice. It's sort of dry outside, so it's a little bit more dry, so I'll probably add a little bit of water with the starter. But everything feels good, so I'm going to cover it, give it an hour, and then we'll start with the next step. Ooh, that's good. Alright. It's 15 grams of salt. This is, I had it sitting in a bowl so it doesn't develop a skin, and I took it out, and it's a little bit moist, which is good, and a little bit very pliable. So now I have to mix this salt in. It should be about 2-3 minutes, and then we'll work on the starter. But it feels good. It's a tiny bit dry, but it's really dry outside. Still don't know how much it factors in with the flavor and how it works and everything, but I'm gonna keep my hands really wet and the starter's wet, so hopefully that'll be enough moisture for it. You just have to fight the urge to add too much water, add too much flour at this point, I think. At least that's my guess. The starter I fed around 9 hours ago, so it looks pretty good. Has a nice odor to it, it's pretty sweet. So it is 10:48. I'm gonna let this sit for about an hour, and then we'll start on our folds. But everything's looking and smelling pretty good so far. All right, first fold is done. It was pretty loose there, so about I think I don't know I lost track how many folds I did, but tightens it up really nice. So it's tight. It's still nice and jiggly, nice and airy. I can feel the air bubbles in it. So let it rest and do the next fold in an hour. All right, it's looking good. It's nice and airy. Look at it, it's very jiggly already. That's good. So one more fold to go. Give it an hour, and then we're good. All right, third fold is done. Everything looks great. It's good moisture in it, nice and jiggly. Give this an hour, and then we'll work on putting it in the pan. We're looking good. Love you. So I'm just rolling this thing up. It's nice and airy today. So it's see how jiggly it is. It's very jiggly. That's good. That means there's a lot of air in it. So the air means it'll rise, or at least I hope. So it is in the pan. I'm going to cover it with saran wrap for like about 2 hours. And I think we're in good shape. Everything looks good. Look how jiggly it is. That's good. Go. See how where it is along the pan. So hopefully it'll fill in all this gap and rise up to the top almost. So nice and jiggly. It's filled in all the areas and it's risen a decent amount. It's filled in though, it's gotten wider. So instead of going up, it kind of goes out to begin with. So that's good. So, okay, it's up, it's ready. Now we wait for the oven to get warm and get baking. All right, everything's in good shape. Set a timer for 45 minutes.
45 minutes, counting down.
So that's everything. It is 6:35 in the evening. Bread is in the oven. 45 minutes, then uncover. Then about 20 to 25 minutes, somewhere in that range, to get some color on it, and then we'll have bread. All day thing, but I mean, it's if it wasn't, I didn't have fun doing it, I wouldn't make it. I'd have probably stopped a long time ago, or never started really. Anyway, now we wait. All right, about 5 seconds left. Timer will go off. We'll take the aluminum foil off and see what we got. It smells really good, so I don't know how much that counts. Oh yeah. Looks really good. So you went from there to there. So looks like it's a more even rise, like it rose all the way and not just in like some parts. Looks a little more even, at least from this angle. So got about 20, 22, 25 minutes or so, and we'll be done. Okay, we got time. Look at that. All right. Smells fantastic, actually. It's a really, really nice odor to it. Beautiful coloring. Looks fake. So I'm gonna let me put this out. Wait a second. I can get this. It should just pop right out. All right. Very exciting. It looks good. Came out looking good. It's got a good height to it. Like I keep saying, it smells just delicious. So pretty even rise. This side's a bit lower, but you can tell more by this angle. But actually from this side it looks really good. So like I was saying earlier, it's like just before 8 o'clock in the evening. So I'm gonna let this sit out for a while, and then I'll cover it and put it up, and I'll sample a piece, have a nice piece of toast with the fresh bread. It should be pretty good. Man, this thing, it's so much fun when it all comes together and it actually does what I want it to do. It's like catching a fish. It really is. Like when you catch a big fish, you have the same sort of euphoric feeling, like, oh, I got it, it's here. It's a lot of work to get to this point. So let it cool. So all right, it's the next morning. I didn't keep it on the rack, I just put it down. I realized that I didn't move the rack. Okay. Sounds really nice. It looks good. It smells like bread. I don't know. It sounds stupid to say, but it really does. So let's give it a cut. always fascinates me that it looks like a bread that I'd buy at a store. That means I've gotten closer to getting it right. Really good flavor. Texture is good. It's the size of a piece of bread that you could actually use. So, it is good. This is my breakfast. I'm going to make some toast.